Hey guys, so I thought, how about I show you today how can you cut your own hair? I'm gonna show you certain basic things that you can do at home if you feel that your hair are all over the place. So right now I've just washed my hair. I've not applied any product. Also, there are few things that you need to take into consideration when you're cutting your hair. A, that when your hair are wet, you're supposed to cut them in semi-dry hair. If you're cutting it at home, I would like they should be this dry. They're not completely dry, but they're not even completely wet. This gives me an idea of the actual length of my hair. Because what happens is when our hair they're wet, the length increases, and when we go to cut it with that length, it kind of, we don't know how much length we're cutting because they've actually increased in length when they're wet. So always cut your hair in semi-dry hair when you know that this is the actual length of my hair. I'm gonna shut that light, it's blinking a lot. Okay, that light's shut. Now to begin with, if you want to create layers or if you just want to trim your hair, easiest way. What you would need is a comb and a scissor. This is an actual cutting scissor, but if you don't have it, don't worry, just go in for a small scissor. Now what we will do is I'm going to comb all my hair in the front. Make sure that, so now I have curly hair, so I have to make sure that I'm also opening my curls by combing them. So obviously the length will increase further. So I have to keep that in mind that this is not my actual length. So if I want to cut an inch, I'll probably cut just half an inch in this. So now to trim your hair, just make sure that all your hair are well combed. Just take them all in the front, like each and every strand of your hair should be there. And then just get it together. And you will see how uneven it is. That is what I need to cut. If you cut it in the straight line, if depending on how much you want to cut, you can cut. But what I like to do is point cutting, which is the easiest and the safest when you're especially cutting hair at home. Point cutting is just basically removing all the excess that I feel, things that are not in line. Point cutting also gives you a very natural look rather than a very straight look. And then you can just go in straight with whatever extra is coming out and you don't want. So this is how you trim your hair at home. Get rid of anything that's extra and you feel that you don't want. And it will not disturb your haircut that you already have, but it will give you slight more layers, niche, not upar, but it'll give you a little layers down. Now let's cut our bangs. For bangs, what I would want you all to do is make a middle parting. Your middle parting should just be, if you don't know, just do it like this. Like with your, like take your nose as a guideline for the middle parting. And then you'll have the perfect middle parting if it's in line with the tip of your nose. For your bangs, what you will do is, I will take a V section from here. I'll take a V. Just push all this hair back and see if if my V is clean. My V needs to be very clean. Yeah. This is your V for this side. On the same side, using this guideline, like using this as your point, remove another V. It doesn't really need to be that neat, but just make sure that it's in a V. You see the scalp? Now, before we do this, I forgot to tell you all a point that you all need to do is how to figure out which way is your parting. So, let's do that first. To know which is your natural parting, all you'll have to do is close your eyes and just run your hand through your fingers. Whichever way your hand naturally goes is your actual parting. So now that I know my natural parting is on the left. So yeah, I'm just again gonna go remove the V. It could be a good chunk this time. But yeah, we have a V. Now for people who want to cut like bangs, I'm not gonna cut bangs like the straight bangs, but what you can do is now that you have a V, just twist your hair and then just cut it. Then you'll have those bangs, like the straight bangs. But if you just want just like a side bang, remove some extra here. Like let your V should not go beyond the tip of your eye, like the arch of your eyebrows if you're looking for side bangs. Remove any extra that you have. Now that we know that we had established that my parting is this side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it like this and then I'm going to pick it up to the opposite direction. I pick my hair in the opposite direction. Like take it really opposite. And then, then cut it like this. Like this should be your lower point and this should be your high point. So your finger is actually diagonal. And just cut it as much as you want. I don't want too much because I have curly hair, remember? So I'm just going to go like this and just cut this. But making sure that this is my high point. So if you let it go back and see. Yeah, this is better. So you see how my hair, this is angled and then I'm just gonna, oops, I can't really see in the mirror. Yeah, just gonna cut it. You see? Do you see the point how it is high on that side and when it's done, I just leave it. So what this will do is, this will get the smaller bits aage and the lower bits niche. So whichever side is your parting, the idea is to just take it that side, like take it on the opposite side of it and just cut it. Now let's go to forward graduation. I know we've cut our bangs, we've done our layering a bit. Forward graduation is just to merge your front with the other layers. So forward graduation, I've given you a guideline of your end and I've given you a guideline of your start. What you do is just take half your hair, get all your hair in front now. Just make sure that you have cut done the section. So your section needs to be on top of the ear. So now you have your, let's just do like this. So now you have your smallest part and you have your longest part. The guidelines that we created. All you have to do is merge the two. Again, we'll do point cutting because it's easier and it helps you merge better. So with point cutting, I'm just gonna go like this and cut it. So it's all merged well. If you want to check, you can check it like this. I comb your hair. You see how they all are just in. You can cut some more if you want to make sure that the merging is proper. Point cutting, I would actually refer to people with curly hair or wavy hair. People with straight hair, like absolutely poker straight hair, can actually go in straight, and that will give them more shape and more structure. Again, we'll do, and if you notice, while I was doing this, my middle parting was maintained. I had maintained my middle parting. My middle parting had not gone. So for my next, again, I will just make sure it's clearer. Again, same thing on the other side. Top of the ear. Get it all in the front. And just connect your longest to your shortest. Again, it being point cutting because safer. So we've done your forward graduation, we've done your bangs, and we've done your trim. I guess this is enough for you to take care of your hair at home. But if you are looking for something more extensive, let me know. First get this right, and then we can take it a step ahead, and I can probably teach you how to create proper layers at home. I hope this was helpful. Please don't kill me if you all do it wrong. Just make sure to cut very little chunks. You can always repeat your step rather than going in for a long, like a big chunk at one go. You can always keep repeating your step to see how you've done. But believe me, if you follow these certain rules and steps that I've said, you will not have a problem. The only thing is to create good and clean guidelines and just follow those guidelines. Let me know how this worked out for you, and do let me know if this was helpful in the time of quarantine. I will see you soon with some new hack for your quarantine. Bye.